Welcome to the Throttle the Floor podcast. I'm your host, Will Earnest, here today with my guests, Zach Smith and Mason Morgan.
Hello.
Hey.
Now, with the 2025 NASCAR season, it's about ready to kick off. And with it comes a lot of new faces in new places. We got Ryan Preece, he's going to RFK. And then you got Gregson going to front row. And then you got that new third charter for 2311. That, of course, happened because of the NASCAR lawsuit.
That should be a big one, too.
Harrison Burton's going back to Xfinity. And with the Josh Berry's going to the Wood Brothers to replace his seat. And then you've got Cole Custer being part of that rebranded Haas factory team because Stuart Haas kind of shut down. I don't know if I'd call it shut down, but... And then Briscoe to Joe Gibbs, replacing Truex. And then Shane Van Gisbergen, full-time in Cup. I think he'll do really good. Of course, Logano won the championship last year, his third championship after 2018 and 2020. And they won't change the playoffs until 2026 at least. I know a lot of fans, including myself.
Yeah. You've written a very detailed opinion story on the playoffs, too.
I have.
I agree with it. This new playoff rule, or not really new, it's been like this for ages.
The elimination format's been around since 2014.
Yeah, it's...
Oh, wait. About rules. Did you guys see that new rule where they said they'd award a point to whoever get the fastest lap in a
Yeah,
race?
the Xfinity fastest lap. So they've had the elimination format since 2014, then they added stages in 17, but it's really been the same since then until this Xfinity fastest lap, which is interesting because, like, this isn't the first time they've mentioned, like, the fastest lap, but it's only been, like, unofficially for, like, the longest time. And now it's, like, an actual thing where it's, like, the top three series, they each get a point after each race. And you might think 1 point doesn't make a difference, but Bell would have made the championship last year, and Byron would have missed. Bell wouldn't have had to ride the wall last year, and none of that manipulation stuff would have happened. So.
Especially with this elimination format, a point makes the difference.
I mean, a tiebreaker can make the difference.
Yeah.
We all saw that with Bowman getting disqualified at the end of the Roval. That moved Logano on. And then, rest is history, I guess.
Man, I just want another playoff without Logano.
Hey, it's an odd year, I guess. So maybe. And I did write about the lawsuit, too, on WHS Today.
Yeah.
Go to WHStoday.com.
West High School newspaper. Yeah. I myself am on it, too. I've written many different sports stories, not really about NASCAR, but...
Looking at the Clash, of course it was last week. NASCAR's back.
But no, I think overall it was a really interesting Clash.
It was a good Clash. I mean, I didn't hate LA, but then again, Truex won in 23, so... But LA was a good concept, but I never really liked driving all the way across the country just for an exhibition race, and it's like Bowman Gray, it's like... It's still that quarter-mile type feeling, but it's historic, and it's like an hour from Charlotte.
And it's an actual racetrack, too.
Yeah.
Not
a racetrack inside
a college football stadium.
I mean, Bowman Gray Stadium does host football.
Yeah.
But the racetrack was already there.
It's built to be a racetrack.
So the last chance qualifier. That thing was chaotic. Of course,
that was chaotic.
Can we at least talk about how number 43 could not catch himself a break?
How
many crashes was he in?
I'd have to check that stats, but...
Bro was getting hit left and right.
Yeah. It's the madhouse. You can't... There's nowhere to run, there's nowhere to hide. You're going to get hit with contact. And, it's a quarter mile like LA. It's flat, but it was different. It allowed better rolls through the turns, and there was no inside wall.
Yeah. Have to go out of the track for pit lane.
Yeah. Well, it was the same thing for LA, too. They just went through the tunnels.
Yeah.
But you know who really got rocked around? Ty Gibbs.
Oh, yeah.
He really got rocked around. I mean, he was fast in practice, and he, just barely missed the transfer in the heat. I think he finished, 6th in this heat, so he just missed the transfer. And then he just got rocked around. He got tons of damage, and then, of course, towards the end, he was trying to do payback, and he couldn't even do that. He launched off I think it was Justin Haley, launched off the side of his car, and NASCAR is going to talk to him about that, or maybe they probably already did, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, Briscoe. Didn't Briscoe get DNF?
Briscoe DNF'd. I know he finished last. I don't know if it was a mechanical.
Was he the only one that DNF'd?
I think so. I think he was the only one DNF.
That's what I was thinking.
At first, it was definitely an inside line race. I think we all figured that.
Oh, yeah.
It's a short, flat track. The inside line is just gonna naturally. But honestly, I think that the outside line building up, like by the time they got to the main event, it was pretty even. I was definitely surprised by that.
Get some good rubber on there, nice and grippy.
Yeah. We never really saw. I mean, LA had some okay racing, but those turns were different, so we never really saw an outside lane at LA. It was kind of just a bully your way through, and it was even more confined with an inside wall. But I think with Bowman Gray, it just felt more natural, felt more sophisticated, like an actual grassroots race, which was kind of what they were going for.
Definitely, Bowman Gray was a lot better than LA Coliseum for sure.
And then, of course, we got the winner, Chase Elliott, which I've thought for a long while about this. I think he's going to have a good year. I think he's going to get his get-back year. Of course, 2 years ago, he was in that snowboard accident, and he didn't win. Last year, he only had that one win at Texas.
Yeah.
I think he's going to get his get-back year. I think he's going to get probably... I don't know if it's going to be as good as 22, but especially since we've had even more parity, now it's like literally like anybody can win. So I think he'll probably get like 3 to 4 wins prime.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that. It seems like he's gonna have a good year this year.
And then Blaney was interesting. He did not do well in his heat, and he had to get that points provisional to even make the show. So he started dead last in the main, and he charged all the way to second. Which, I mean, you look at the stats, and you'll see, there was only like a few lead changes, You don't just look at that. Blaney drove all the way from the back to the front. You can't just look at, lead changes or, specific pinpoint stats. You have to look at it from the whole picture.
Yeah, for sure.
There was definitely a lot more passing and action, at least to me, it felt like, than LA, and the fans were definitely in agreement with that. And, of course, they had their own, local stars, too, with Burt Myers and I forgot his other name. Whoever the other guy was, I forgot him. But they had a couple of their local stars there, and so the fans were definitely more passionate and involved with it. And then Hamlin, who won the Clash last year, finished third, who also won his heat, and then Logano, being the defending champion, finished fourth.
Yeah.
Probably 4 of some of the stars of NASCAR right now. You got Chase Elliott, who's obviously the most popular driver. You got Hamlin, who's kind of just, in his villain arc, and then Logano, the defending champ, and then Blaney's just kind of there. Blaney's definitely on the up and up. Of course, he won the championship in 2023. He just keeps growing. He's in his prime. And then Tyler Reddick and Chris Buescher, who won the other 2 heats, they were okay. They finished 8th and 10th, but then again, it was a 23-car field, so they didn't finish all that great. I think the Clash should stay at Bowman Gray. It's local. The fans are involved.
It's a nice and historic stadium, too.
Yeah.
I would 100% agree with that. It should definitely stay at Bowman Gray.
I mean, the viewership is comparable to LA in those first 2 years, not counting last year, because last year it had that, the rain. Last year was when they moved it up to Saturday and condensed it into one day. But the TV numbers are relatively comparable to the first couple years of LA, which those are way higher than Daytona ever was. Daytona hosted the Clash. And then, even with the Xfinity Fastest Lap, Xfinity isn't going to sponsor as the Xfinity Series next year, but they did renew their premier partnership for the Cup Series after this year. So
yeah,
I think they should go back to the Busch Series. I mean, they went back to Craftsman for the Truck Series. You might as well do Busch for the Busch Series.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens in the future for Xfinity.
Yeah. Knowing our luck, it'll just be some random sponsor. They're like Dollar General or something.
The NASCAR Hooters Series.
Hey, there was the Hooters Pro Cup Series.
Yeah, that's true.
That was just like a kind of a grassroots thing. But plus Hooters, they don't sponsor at Hendrick anymore.
The West High School, NASCAR West High School Series.
Bro. The track. Oh my God. What am I saying? We'll be driving cars around the track. The running track.
Bring the Cup Series to Bray Street Stadium.
Oh, that'd be fire.
That would be great.
You know the first Cup race in Iowa was not this race?
It was at the fairgrounds.
Yup, it was at the fairgrounds.
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember.
1951.
I went to World of Outlaws there a couple
Oh, yeah.
years ago. That was awesome.
I don't know why they ever got rid of that half mile. Like, they don't even use that half mile layout. They just use the quarter. They should have kept the half mile. But
Yeah.
moving to Daytona, looking forward. Daytona Speed Weeks, aka Daytona Speed Week, aka Daytona Speed Days. There is a massive entry list. I mean, this is looking like our largest entry list in 10 years.
Oh, yeah. Really big.
So, I mean, you've got Truex for Tricon Garage in the 56. You got Jimmy in the 84. You've got J.J. Yaley in the 44. I think B.J. McLeod's running, I believe.
Yeah, some nice talent for sure. Some veteran drivers. Definitely be interesting.
You got Justin
500.
Allgaier for Junior Motorsports with their first Cup start in the 40 with Chris Stapleton. I didn't see that coming. And then
Honestly, same.
you got the return of Project 91, which has been dormant since Shane Van Gisbergen's win at Chicago 2 years ago.
I haven't heard about this Project 91 thing. What is that?
It's essentially, with Trackhouse, it's basically a third car for them. Of course, now it's a fourth car because they have 3 charters with Ross Chastain in the 1, Suarez in the 99, SVG in the 88. But it's another car for them that they can run, and it's for, like, overseas talent. So, like, originally it was Kimi Räikkönen that ran that car, and then, of course, SVG won in that car, and then now they got Helio Castroneves, one of four-time Indy 500 winners.
Max Verstappen, possibly.
Bro.
It's been rumored, but we'll see
actually?
that.
Yeah, there's rumors going around that Max Verstappen's going to run the 500.
Oh my God.
I mean, as much as I don't like F1, a lot of people know who Max Verstappen is, and it'll bring eyes onto both sports with F1's expanding presence in the U.S., and it'll bring more presence to NASCAR from places overseas. And then there's that open exemption provisional that NASCAR came up with. It's similar to how dirt tracks run, where they put somebody that's like super qualified, in this case Helio Castroneves being a 4-time Indy 500 winner, essentially guaranteeing him into the field. Who do we think transfers from the duels? Of course, it's Daytona. Literally anything can happen. So, and I'm just going to go out and say on a limb, let's just say Helio Castroneves gets tacked on as the 41st car. Who's the other 4 cars that make it? 2 from qualifying, 2 from the duels.
Well, in Will's ideal dream world, it would be Martin Truex, Martin Truex, Martin Truex, and then Martin Truex.
He's a huge Martin Truex fanboy, if you can't tell.
I think if Truex advances, I think he advances through the duels specifically. He's running Toyota. Toyota has never been good at Daytona 500 qualifying ever. They never are. Never will be.
I think it'd be hilarious if the year after he retires from full time, he actually wins a race again. That'd be so funny.
Win a 500.
I would hope he wins a 500, but there's probably a 99% chance that his New Hampshire win from 2023 is his last win.
Yeah, that's honestly probably wishful thinking that he's going to win.
But I think Truex will make it through the duels, but I wouldn't be surprised. I think Truex makes it, and then I think Allgaier makes it, just with all that Dale Jr. money. And I think he is really talented. Of course, he's the reigning Xfinity champ from last year. I don't think Jimmy makes it. I think Jimmy misses. He was really close last year to missing, and now the field's even more competitive. than it was last year. I think Jimmy misses.
I think I'm gonna have to agree with that too. I mean, he hasn't been a full-time starter in a while, so
5 years.
yeah. Damn, it's already been that long.
Yeah. This is my 10th season that I've watched NASCAR.
Oh yeah, I know that.
We got Cletus McFarland.
Oh yeah, Cletus.
That's great.
That's the GOAT.
There is 2 options that will happen, and these are the only 2 options. He's either going to actually contend, or he's going to get caught up in ARCA breaks. That's the only 2 options.
I'd say he probably gets caught up in ARCA because he's spending too much time on the YouTube stuff along with NASCAR.
Yeah.
Once you get into NASCAR, there's not enough time for the YouTube side, and that's where most of his money comes from, ain't it?
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you there, Mason. Definitely, probably Arca.
I mean, he was good in practice because I watched that video of him testing and practicing, and he did have good speed. But who do we think's winning the truck race?
Ooh.
The truck race. Friday night, Valentine's Day. I'm single, stuck at work.
We're all single here, bud.
Yeah, we all get 0 play. No, I'm gonna say Ben Rhodes. Yeah, he's got the experience.
Yeah, I think he's won a Daytona thing. Who do we think's winning the biggie?
Ooh.
The Daytona 500.
Martin.
Hopefully.
Hamlin.
I think Hamlin does have, unfortunately, a good chance of winning his 4th. But
Well, we all want Martin to win. He didn't win a single race last year. I don't think he's got it in him.
Especially with this new team too.
Yeah. Well, it's essentially just a 5th Joe Gibbs racing car. It's just branded under Tricon Garage to make it work.
Who was the old 56?
I don't think it's ran since the Michael Waltrip racing days, which was when Truex was in that car. He was in the 56.
Going back to his old. Going back to his old.
He started off number 1, didn't he?
Yep.
So he went from 1 to 56 to 78 to 19?
Yep.
Right.
I think Bubba gets it done. Why Bubba Wallace? I mean, it's Daytona. You could pick any of the 40/41 starters, and you'd have a better chance of winning the Powerball than picking a Daytona winner. But Bubba's finished runner-up in the Daytona 500 twice, and he's a good super speedway racer. He won at Talladega in 2021. I think Bubba has a good chance of winning on Sunday, but anybody. What's your pick? Who's your pick?
For
Daytona.
500.
The biggie.
Martin. I said Martin. I want him to win so badly. I know he's probably not gonna win. It's probably gonna be Denny Hamlin. But if I can't vote for Martin, I'll at least vote for Chase Briscoe.
I want Truex to win, but I think I'm gonna have to go with Hamlin. I just think Hamlin has a better chance.
Who do we think's doing the best with all their new teams? Kind of circling back around to where we started.
Team-wise, definitely Joe Gibbs.
I really want to say Chase Briscoe, but considering he was the only person to get a DNF last race.
Well, that's an exhibition race.
Yes, but he was still the only person to get a DNF, meaning he's still screwed up.
Briscoe's definitely the obvious pick. I'm definitely looking for him. I think he can win a couple races.
Anybody that runs the number 19 is getting our pick.
I think Briscoe can win a couple races, but...
Man, I missed the number 88.
Well, I mean, SVG's in the 88 too, and you gotta look at him. There's 5 road courses in the regular season. Of course, he's gonna be the favorite at Chicago and probably Mexico City being the first international race in almost 70 years. So.
Yeah, to change the name to International Association of Stock Car Racing.
I think SVG will win one race, whether it's Chicago, whether it's Mexico, whether it's Watkins Glen, who knows. I think those are his. He could win Sonoma too, but Briscoe's definitely the obvious pick, but somebody I'm really watching as kind of a make or break is Ryan Preece. He's He's in that third charter for RFK. It's a good team, a team on the up and up. And, who do we think's winning the championship?
Ooh.
Who's winning the championship?
That
is a very hard decision to make.
Yep.
Especially with how far in the future it is.
I think Bell has a good chance.
Yeah.
He's won at Phoenix before. He had a good year last year. He would have made his third straight championship four if he didn't have to do ball manipulation, and he would have made the championship four if the Xfinity fastest lap existed. So.
Me and Will went to the Joy, Illinois 300, and if it wasn't for running out of gas, I'm pretty sure Christopher Bell would have won.
He didn't run out of gas.
Oh no, what was it, an engine failure?
He had an engine failure. Blaney ran out of gas.
Blaney ran out of gas. There we go. Number 2 won. Cindric won. I'm so mixed up here.
Both of Cindric's wins have come at the expense of Blaney, which of course his first win was the Daytona 500 in 2022, where he put Blaney a little. So. And Bubba finished second in that.
Speaking of Bubba, I think he's my choice for championship.
We'll see if he wins a regular season race. We'll start with there. So. He is definitely a playoff merchant for sure. He only wins in the playoffs, but he always starts off slow. Looking forward to seeing if he can actually fire out of the gate a little quicker.
All right, well, we are out of time for this episode.
Make sure you go to whstoday.com to hopefully watch this episode. Otherwise, it'll also be on Spotify and other
Spotify, YouTube, SoundCloud, you name it.
And stuff.